So if Spider-Man gets a really good rework for Spider-Man No Way Home, he could actually legitimately be the best character from Mephisto. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has finally come for your boy Cynicalex to tier 3 Spider-Man and play with him as a real character that exists in the game. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and it's finally time to mint the last tier 3 character that I have refused to mint. I've refused to tier 3 Spider-Man for literally years. He came out in, I don't know what it was, June of 2018. And since then, I have avoided him for almost 3 consecutive years. But now, time has caught up to me, and we've got to do the deed. But we're not going to pay the resources. Are you kidding me? You think I'm going to drop 500 TCP on Spider-Man? Hell no. Hell no. We're going to do that the freeway, baby, just like we did for Black Panther. So, we're going to go over here. We're going to go right there to the tier 3 selector. Bada bing, bada boom. And Spidey too mighty, the mightiest Spidey. Hopefully we'll be getting a massive upgrade at the end of this year for Spider-Man No Way Home. His last upgrade for Spider-Man Far From Home was less than stellar. It did not make him, amazing for PvE, and it certainly did not make him amazing for PvP. He doesn't need to be amazing for both, but he definitely needs a better upgrade than he got couple years ago for Far From Home. And I maxed out both those unis, and it's actually funny. Well, anyways, I'll stop stalling. I know you guys are waiting for this. Bang! Let's go, Spidey! Let's go, Spidey! Yeah, Spidey! Fun fact, Spider-Man was my favorite superhero as a kid until I discovered Batman. And then I was like, Spidey's lame and corny and a nerd. Batman punches people in the face hard. I like that more. And then I became the person that I am today. So yeah, thanks, thanks, Batman. Anywho, we have Spider-Man tier 3. Boom. But yeah, I have every single Spider-Man uniform mythic. That was something I was working on recently because I'm trying to get every single uniform in the game mythic. Some people were wondering what's going on. Why is he wearing the all new, all different look? Spider-Man actually has some of the best looks in the game throughout his comics history. Like, this is a really cool outfit from the comics. This is such a good storyline from Renew Your Vows and Secret Wars. So good. And then the stuff from the movies are really, really good as well. And they look gorgeous. They look absolutely gorgeous detail-wise. Really, honestly, some of the best uniforms in the game as far as paying homage to such an iconic character, which is kind of a shame because he's then not very good, right? Honestly, if you had to ask me, as much as I would like whatever his uniform is going to look like in No Way Home, and that's going to be an amazing movie, and shout out to the whole team and Tom Holland and stuff, great stuff. Personally, if I had to choose, I would love for him to get an updated symbiote outfit. I think it's such an amazing look for the character. It's so gorgeous. I love black and white. Null is more popular than ever after King in Black and what Donny Cates and the gang did with that. So I think now is the perfect time for them to cash in on that and just make an amazing looking outfit with just absolutely baller powers and really show Spider-Man's true strength. Because if you guys don't know, Spidey pulls a lot of his punches. And I've been told by some Spider-Man super fans in my alliance, in the alliance that I'm in, that, I've been reminded many times that Spidey could literally knock out some of your favorite superheroes in one punch if he really wanted to. So they kind of need to reflect that level of actual power and potential with his next uniform or one after that. But yeah, enough babbling. Let's check out the build. Okay, so since yesterday when I actually went ahead and tier 3'd Spider-Man, I've had some time to evaluate his build. I went ahead and tweaked it a little bit, made sure he was topped up on every single one of his stats, because the last time I touched Spider-Man was before crafted cards even existed, before I had even equipped like 3 of the cards that I have now. So his build was, in need of complete changing. But now we've got maxed out attack speed, crit damage, basically crit damage, crit rate, dodge, ignore defense, and cooldown. So the really nice thing for this Spider-Man, because of his uniform, etc., is I've got pretty much every meaningful stat maxed. The downside is we know Spider-Man's not that good because of his skills and his stats and his passives, but well, I said stats already, but look at his physical attack, 37,000, right? Just to put that into perspective, 37,000 physical attack on Spider-Man. Let's go take a quick peek at Cersei and see where she is. 37,000. Okay, so yeah, this is really a great example of how characters have to get stronger as the years go on, and why characters fall behind in Marvel Future Fight. Let me just hit up one more character. I want to see Icarus, 32,000. Yeah. So there are literally tier 2 characters that exist in Marvel Future Fight that have as much or more physical attack than a tier 3 character who has a mythic uniform. So that's crazy. By the way, I also have all of Spider-Man's uniforms mythic. So blood out. I'm rank, what is that, 750. Not bad for someone who only tier 3 Spider-Man in 2021. The rest of the build is pretty straightforward. I've got Power of Angry Hulk stage 7. I know it's low, but yeah. And then we've got a CTP of Destruction. Now, Spider-Man is still one of the only characters that a CTP of Destruction is not actually detrimental for. And I say that because the way the CTP of Destruction works is it has to compete with whatever penetration you have on your skills or passives. And the thing is, most characters nowadays, if they have penetration, they have way more than 25%, way more than 30%. Even if this was rolled for 200% crit damage or 200% destruction, it would only be a 30% chance to penetrate. If a character has more than 30% chance to penetrate on an active skill or a passive, then the destruction penetration doesn't matter because it doesn't stack them. It just takes the higher number. So for most characters, a CTP of Destruction is the same exact thing as a crit damage, guard break, proc, obelisk. However, Spider-Man, being a character who got a uniform in 2019 and didn't even get that good of a uniform to begin with, doesn't have any penetration on any of his skills. He only has penetration on his tier 3. So he can actually take advantage of the destruction because he's so outdated. I don't want to say bad, he's outdated. Now, just a heads up, the red uniform obviously looks so crisp on him, but for the majority of content, I believe all content, the black uniform, the stealth suit, is better. The stealth suit is better because on his 4th skill, I believe, it gives his 5th skill. On his 5th skill, it gives him invisibility, which basically gives him an iframe where he can't be targeted for 5 seconds. Sounds a lot like Black Widow's 4th skill, which is amazing in PvP if you're fighting characters from 2018 who don't have any iframe ignore. If you're fighting Sentry and Luke Cage and all these newfangled heroes who can penetrate iframes, Spider-Man is literally a pillow. He's just going to get bopped instantaneously. But yeah, this uniform has more defenses, and it has a I'll say crazy because for Spider-Man it's crazy, minus 75% all defense down on the tier 3 skill. Now you do sacrifice all defense down on his regular skills, which I believe his red uniform has all defense down on one of his skills. But yeah, right there, it's minus 75, but it doesn't apply ignore immunity, so it's not even going to apply in World Boss. You do also, I think you lose the Wrecking Web Frenzy buff, that 20-20-20 buff. It's only for 4 seconds. So basically what I'm trying to say is you're going to want to use the red one for looks, and you're going to want to use the stealth one for basically everything else. And everything else is essentially he's not going to do any damage until his tier 3 hits, and then he'll apply 100% all defense down, I think it is, if you use a debuff leadership, because 75 times 1.4, yes, I'm using a calculator, is 105. So he'll apply 105% all defense down for 10 seconds, and then you have 10 seconds to deal actual real damage, which should be interesting. And he should deal more damage because I have 14% pierce. But yeah, you're going to want to use him with White Fox just as a heads up because he has that leadership ability. And you can also splash in Scarlet Spider because he has the Spider Sense tag. So without further ado, let's see what Spidey can do in 2021. The other thing I forgot to mention is Spider-Man does not have any skill damage bonus damage, and Scarlet Spider gives the Spider Sense allies skill damage bonus damage. So actually, Scarlet Spider is by far the best second support after White Fox. Now, the regular rotation, I believe, is just 4 cancel 5, and you can see the damage is actually not bad because we have Pierce. It would obviously be like 10% of what it is without any Pierce, so just keep that in mind. We remember back in the day, and not much has changed, but Spider-Man basically doesn't do any damage with his 1 to 5. He never really has done any damage with his 1 to 5. It's really all on the 6. So we'll see now that he applies the all defense down at the end. It's not at the beginning. It's at the end when these bombs that he sets explode. There it is. And now we are applying all defense down, and you can see somewhat of a burst of damage. Not really a burst of damage that you would want to phone home about, but it's something. It's actually something. So we're going to pop the tier 3 again. I really like the tier 3 animation, to be honest. It looks really cool. But unfortunately, cool points don't matter for that much compared to actually doing damage and being a useful part of your team. He's got a ton of iframes, which obviously is amazing. The other sort of disappointing thing about Spider-Man is that he doesn't have any paralysis, and his webbing doesn't work against world bosses, which can obviously be pretty frustrating. Now, I actually want to show you guys something. We're going to switch to White Fox, and I'm going to show you, we're just going to apply 70% all defense down from the get-go. I'm pretty sure Scarlet Spider can one-shot this stage, by the way, so, okay, I might not be able to apply it if I die. Oh, awesome, she died. Okay, excellent. So we're just going to pop the 6 here. The other thing is, because you want the all defense down, you can't cancel his tier 3 skill until he pops those grenades. And I'm not even sure if the grenades apply all defense down in every situation. Like, I don't know if Proxima can move, if they will still apply. I don't know if it's 15% per explosion, for example. Yeah, the burst of damage that I was really hoping for is really not here. Okay. Yeah, there's a way bigger... I think I'm canceling 4 way too early. I think that's what I'm doing. Or maybe there's just a... Maybe there's just an there's a burst of damage on the explosion on 4. That seems better. But I really didn't expect him to struggle this much with basically a perfect team and 14% pierce. I'm not gonna lie to you, I definitely expected Spider-Man to be able to do more. The other thing is he's got no healing, so no accumulation, no penetration, no healing, no defense down on any of his regular skills. Kind of makes for a very lacking character, as you can probably tell. This dude is missing so many of the things that we're used to seeing in characters nowadays, like so many of the buffs and so many of the effects. I'm gonna drop those explosions. Not bad. I mean, his survivability, despite having a very small amount of HP left, is actually still pretty good here. I'm only really taking damage from the poison clouds every once in a while, but I actually have to be careful because I'm taking damage from them right now. We're going to apply this. I really want to get this done with Spider-Man. I don't want him to die. I may need to switch the next time that the poison clouds drop. Yeah, I think Scarlet Spider is going to have to take one for the team here. But yeah, he can do it. Boy, this is a Herculean feat. I might not be playing him properly because I feel like people could almost do 99 with Spider-Man before. So I feel like I must be doing something wrong. But, I mean, the all defense down is definitely applying, right? So there you go. A 4-minute and 15-second clear of stage 99. That is some of the most difficult content I've ever done with a character. You know what, though? To be fair, I think people were doing it. That was with a destruction. So to be fair, I basically just cleared it with an obelisk. So with 14% pierce and the perfect team, Spider-Man can do stage 99 Proxima with an obelisk, which is, you know what? It's actually not that bad. You know, like, how much pierce did I have when... I don't think I had any pierce when I tried Daredevil on 99. I'm trying to compare him to Daredevil. He's probably not that much worse than Daredevil. No, he's a lot worse than Daredevil. What am I saying? Let's see if he can do stage 1 of Mephisto. So I'm not actually sure if he can do this, but I went ahead and gave him, like, the best possible team. You know, Cyclops lead. I went ahead and brought in Valkyrie for the support, and then Venom for the strikers, in the strikers for the healing, because he absolutely needs that as well. But yeah, we swapped over to the red suit because it may have more base damage. I know it gives the frenzy buff, which is really important, but we also don't need to care about the all defense down, right? We can't apply all defense down to World Boss Legends anyways. so we should just focus on dealing as much damage as possible. And we can also highlight the charm of this uniform when it came out, or of Spider-Man when this movie came out and we got the 2 uniforms, is that they have different skills, right? 4 and 5 are actually quite different on these uniforms, so it was really cool at the time to get this sort of effect. Now, I didn't proc my obelisk there, my destruction, but nice, we're already in the next phase. So I think, you know what, judging by the time, I think we absolutely have enough time to clear this. I'm gonna dodge that. Okay. The only problem is you can see his 5th skill has a really long cooldown. It's like 10 seconds, so you can't really use it on every rotation if you are trying to land it on a proc. Okay. That was kind of sad. That tier 3 damage was kind of sad. All right. Let's see how fast he is. Oh, he's not bad, actually. Speed-wise, I mean, Spidey should be fast, right? Another thing I remember is that Spidey actually can't get snared, which is a really cool thing, and maybe one day when he's good, it will actually matter. But yeah, Spidey, he has snare immunity on his passive, so he can't actually be snared by the... oh, I procced this too early. Okay, well, I got interrupted anyway, so that was kind of just my misplay. He can't be snared by the tornadoes. See, snare immunity. It's really cool. I don't think I've hit a single proc in the 2nd phase, to be honest with you. Oh, that was pretty good. That was pretty good, actually. And he got out of the he got out of this tornado by Mephisto. He's actually surprisingly tanky. It is stage 1, and I'm using 2 fire resist, so he has 40% fire resistance. But you know what? It's not bad. If he just had like the 2021 abilities with accumulation and all this stuff, he could actually be good because he has the type advantage, right? It's just he doesn't hit hard enough with his skills. That's really the problem. And who gives a character a frenzy buff for 4 seconds? That just seems cruel. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 3 bars of damage. So this Enrage actually takes a really long time to wind up, so I can actually squeeze my tier 3 into this one. You can see he's still winding up. Oh, you know what? Spidey's stun immune. Mephisto cannot stun me. What? That's actually so good. I don't mean to overstate Spider-Man's usefulness here, but Mephisto literally can't interrupt me. He can't do anything. Like he can't stun me. I'm stun immune and I'm snare immune. So if Spider-Man gets a really good rework for Spider-Man No Way Home, he could actually legitimately be the best character for Mephisto. He has type advantage. He cannot be snared by the tornadoes, and he cannot be stunned in the final phase. That final phase of Mephisto's fight where he's slamming you, that doesn't work. So you can just ignore the Doctor Strange numbers and just continue DPSing him. Obviously, when the rage meter finishes, then he's going to kill one of your characters, so you would just switch to someone else and let them take the fall, and then switch back to Spidey, but that could legitimately be a strategy. This is still one of the best passives in the game for PvE content. Immunity to snare and immunity to stun. So useful, because it renders those tornadoes completely ineffective. You don't need to use Ancient One. And now, for Mephisto specifically, it renders his stun completely useless. Wow. It renders his stun ineffective. That's crazy. That's actually really good. That was a really easy... I mean, it's stage 1, but if you really wanted to, you could beat stage 1 with Spider-Man with probably less Pierce, because I had like 2 minutes to spare. You could probably do it with just a little bit of Pierce, and you could probably maybe do it with no Pierce if you had a Rage. And you can just completely face roll the fight. As long as Spider-Man doesn't take too much damage, you just have to stop once in a while to pick up the heals from Venom. But otherwise, you just slap it, just slap it and go. Because he can't be stunned and he can't be snared. Wow. Cool. I'm actually more excited for his next uniform because I can't wait to see how good he's against Null with that. All right. Let me know down below in the comments what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.